Yes, dear children, we are on the last page, that is page 14, and on the towards the end of page 13, we were talking about the narrator telling Mrs. Darling's daughter that we value things only when they have been lost, when they have gone, when they go missing, uh, when they have to be repaired, or when we have given it to somebody, when somebody has borrowed those things from us but never returned. So this she means to say. So, page number 14. Again, I heard the unnatural sound of my voice and I went on. So, again, there was this strange inner voice, inner sound that she heard from within herself. I remember my mother once asked me if I would help her polish the silver. It was a very long time ago, and I was probably bored that day. And perhaps I had to stay at home because I was ill, as she had never asked me before. Now, once she's remembering that incident where her mother once asked her to help her to polish the silver cutlery. But the narrator was really surprised to know that the cutlery that they were eating and using every day, that they were eating off every day, eating with every day, was made of silver. So so let us continue. I asked her which silver she meant, and she replied, surprised, because surprised at the ignorance of her daughter, that she did not know what cutlery was made of. That it was the spoons, forks, and knives, of course. And that was the strange thing. I didn't know the cutlery we ate of every day was silver. And the girl laughed again. So the narrator says, I bet you don't know it is either. I looked intently at her. When she said this, she looked intently, very deeply at her. What we eat with? She asked. So the girl said, you talking about the cutlery, what we eat with? The narrator says, well, do you know? She hesitated. She walked to the sideboard and wanted to open a drawer. Look, it is in here. I jumped up. I was forgetting the time. I must catch my train. And suddenly something happened to the narrator. Some thoughts came into her mind, and she decided to go and catch her train. She had her hand on the drawer. Don't you want to wait for my mother? The girl asked. No, I must go. I walked to the door. The girl pulled the drawer open. I can find my own way, the narrator said. As I walked down the passage, I heard the jingling. Jingling is the sound of cutlery, of spoons and forks. This last paragraph, dear children, is very, very important. At the corner of the road, I looked up at the nameplate. Marconi Street, it said. I had been at number 46. The address was correct, but now I didn't want to remember it anymore. I won't go back there because the objects that are linked in your memory with the familiar life of former times instantly lose their value when, severed from them, you see them again in strange surroundings. Now try to understand this line, underline this line first, and this is a very, very important line. The narrator gives us the reason why she doesn't want to remember that address anymore. Come to the third line. She says, because the objects, the things that are linked in memory lose their importance when severed. Severed is when cut off from them. They are seen in strange surroundings. You are cut off, those connections are broken now. The mother is dead. That connection between the belongings, between the possessions and the narrator. So that connection is cut off. And when those things are seen in a very strange atmosphere, very strange surrounding, the narrator feels those things, those possessions, even if they are valuable and precious, those things have no value, then they lose their value. So the narrator felt there is no place for them either in her heart nor in her house. Let us read. And what should I have done with them in a small rented room where the shreds of blackout paper still hung along the windows, and no more than a handful of cutlery fitted in the narrow table drawer? Now, the narrator was living in a small rented accommodation where the pieces of blackout paper were placed over the windows, and the drawer was so narrow, the table drawer was so narrow that only a handful of cutlery fitted in that drawer. So she thought, there's no place for such valuable items in her life now, nor in her house, nor neither in her house nor in her heart. I resolved to forget the address. Of all the things I had to forget, that would be the easiest. This line again is very important. So the narrator decides to leave the past behind, to forget the address, and move on in life, because she felt that if she had to forget few things in her life, life for her had been all about forgetting, and she thought that forgetting and cutting off the ties, the bonds, the connections with all that belonged to her mother, kept at 46 Marconi Street, would be the easiest thing to do for her. So, what conclusion do we get from here is, what is the message that we get from the story? That we should not hold our past memories. We should forget those memories and move on in life. So the address, which was important to the narrator in the beginning of the story, in the end, she wants to forget the same address because she wants to move ahead in life. So, this was the story, dear children. I hope you've understood the text, the line to line explanation. Tomorrow, I'll be giving you a few short questions to solve in your notebooks. Please do the same. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.